Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Fortis After Hours podcast. I'm your co-host Nate, joined by my wife Liz.
Hey.
And we have another awesome episode planned for you guys today. I bet you didn't guess that was coming. But no, I'm super excited about this episode. We're going to be talking about, we got an introduction to make actually, an official introduction. We're going to be introducing the head Fortis Powerlifting Coach. And we're going to be talking about the evolution of Liz as a powerlifting coach.
Hey guys.
For Fortis.
It's me.
So anyways, so we'll get the introduction out of the way first. So this is Liz, our head powerlifting coach at Fortis Powerlifting.
Surprise. Bet you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, so this is kind of like, Liz has already been doing the head powerlifting coach roles.
This is really nothing new, guys.
Yeah, it's really nothing new. It's just a classification that I felt like it was time to make publicly. But yeah, Liz is our head powerlifting coach. And by that, meaning you guys, she writes all of our base powerlifting programming. So like for our team programming, and also has all of her own custom programming clients and things like this. But she writes our powerlifting programming. She does all of the backend, basically organization. Just a simple way to put it: planning, organization. Preparation. Yeah. She has all of the sheets in Google Sheets, all the things to make our meets. Yeah, make our meets and your guys' attempts run smoothly. And she's been doing this now for quite a while. So yeah, this is kind of
fun fact. It's not Nate.
Yeah, it's not me. Not me, guys. This is kind of something that she's just naturally developed into, and now I guess it's finally time to go public with it.
It's not like it was a secret.
Yeah, it's not like it was a secret. It was just more like something we always talked about, I feel like.
Well, and I think just a lot of people assumed that it was you.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah, so I mean.
I don't know, you're you.
Well, yeah, I'm
You're a guy.
Yeah, and like in the very beginning it was just me. And then, you came on as a full-time coach and trainer as well. But I think we do have a lot of people that have been with us from the very beginning, and I think they're just like used to that.
Yeah.
But no, actually Liz has been writing the Fortis Powerlifting program for years. 4 years, 3, maybe? I don't even know. A long time.
A long time. I feel like, because honestly, I started writing it before I even worked here full time.
Yeah.
So
no,
I started working here full time in 2021. So we're talking probably 6 years.
Yeah, probably 6 years.
At least.
So she's been writing for a long time, and she's been honing her skills specifically for running, meet day efficiently for a long time as well. That's gotten so much better.
Guys, it used to be so scary.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. It's just kind of like how you've evolved as a coach and as a trainer, and specifically into our head powerlifting coach. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I think the first thing kind of that I wanted to talk about was just how you got into powerlifting coaching, and how you really got started with that, because I think that's like an interesting story how you guys started.
In powerlifting?
Coaching powerlifting.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, how did you start coaching powerlifting?
Well, I don't know. I feel like
I'm going to be interviewing myself here today.
Apparently.
Guys.
Well, okay. So I feel like there's not like a super crazy story of how I got into specifically powerlifting coaching.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed powerlifting. So I did my first meet in 2018 that you figured out how to coach me for. Magically.
Yeah.
I don't know. There wasn't really I don't know. We didn't do powerlifting until we decided I was going to do powerlifting, and then you figured out how to be a powerlifting coach. And then I guess I just kind of really fell in love with the sport of powerlifting. Mm-hmm. Got more involved as an athlete in the sport of powerlifting. Was the first thing I would say. I really enjoyed it. I really was involved in me competing, and I just really liked the process of it. And then that was kind of around the time where I started doing some personal training at the gym, but was still teaching full time in Pensacola. And I always really enjoyed helping people develop their strength and find that, because I thought it was super cool and super empowering to be way stronger than I think I thought that I could be. And so I think that was just something that I enjoyed doing, and then helping others like feel that like empowerment that came through powerlifting.
Yeah, and I feel like you kind of like you enjoy like figuring out how things work because like
I like
at
little
first,
puzzles.
Yeah, I was gonna say at first it's just like you know, I'd write a program and like you would get stronger, and then I feel like there came a point where you're like, okay, I want to know like how I'm getting stronger, and you started really like learning that.
Yeah, I mean, I always like learning things. So I mean, that's never, and I think like when I'm invested in something personally, I'm definitely going to spend the time learning more about it.
Yeah.
So I learned the process of how you get stronger, the different phases of training, the different like cycles that you can go through with training.
Yeah, and something that I've learned over the years is that I am, while I really enjoy teaching people, you know, clients that I'm working with, coaching people, things like this, there's a big disconnect for me trying to work on as something that I'm getting better at, I think, as a leader, but something I was not good at, I don't think, in the beginning, and that is like teaching other people how to train. You know, like working on that. Like I was much more of a, this is what I'm doing, like follow along. And luckily, Liz is insanely smart and was able to do that and learn at a very rapid pace. I think that...
Well, I think part of like what helped me with that is like, I am a teacher.
Yeah.
Like that is what I am, whatever, professionally a teacher. I went to college. I have 2 degrees, all in teaching, education, whatever. So I think like taking those skills of like knowing how to teach and like how to build on things and plan things, and like it's a lot of the same like foundational blocks for teaching as it is with powerlifting. So I think that's part of why, like, and then because I was very passionate about powerlifting, I think that kind of allowed me to like almost like combine those 2 things together, like the passion of educating people with the passion of powerlifting, which allowed me to really like dive into the world of powerlifting coaching, and then like help me succeed at that as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like the first thing that you really dialed in on was the programming, because I remember, you know...
Well, it's easy. It's like writing lesson plans.
Yeah. And I remember you really excelled at it. And
workouts.
Liz was able to really catch on fast and just be very efficient with your time writing programming from the very beginning. Like she was able to really like, I don't know, learn super quick, way quicker than it took me, which is just different. Like, I don't know, like if you guys have been around, you've known I'm more of like, maybe like I'll do something first. Like I'm kind of like more of like a pioneer type person, I guess. Like I'll get out there and get it done.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how I'll get it done, but it will be done. And that's a promise. Like it'll be done well, like to the best of my abilities. But like, you know, I might be missing certain things. And what really makes us a good team is Liz is like, oh, it's not gonna be done well. It's gonna be done perfectly. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, interesting. But what's been super nice is like, you know, I do a lot of like the day-to-day business stuff and handle running the gym and whatnot. And, you know, Liz has been able to just lock in on like basically developing as a personal trainer and a powerlifting coach. That's it. And I think because of that, she's been able to it's just been able to be a super good like team dynamic for us, and a really good, a really good outcome, a really good service that we've been able to deliver to you guys because we have Liz working so hard on that.
Yeah, and I think part of it, like just as like the evolution of it goes, whatever, like the programming stuff, like you said, that came pretty like easy naturally to me because that comes from like teaching. Like literally we would write lesson plans, how to get from point A to point B. I understand it's different, but it's the same. Yeah. The same like concept, the same structures are applied, how my brain works for that. Plus I like planning and organizing things. When I first started though, the hard part for me, well, there was a few, like multiple hard parts, but like even just like simply like training people and like noticing like the nuances of like what was right and what was wrong, and like really dialing in on like specifics, like that was just harder for me. But I mean, that's normal for like, a person who's like just getting started in the world of training, period. Like you're just not going to be as good at the beginning as you will be 5, 6, 7 years later. That's just life.
And I think
That's how that
a
works.
big thing, and we've said this on the podcast before, but it's maybe been a while since we talked about coaching. I really truly believe that some of the best powerlifting coaches and or like sport specific coaches can come from people that maybe have just worked with general public, just they've been a personal trainer for years prior. Because I'll tell you, it gives you, when I started, powerlifting coaching, like signing, people up for their first powerlifting meet, focusing on powerlifting coaching, I already have a backlog of like hundreds of people that I've worked with in real life. Like I've seen their bodies moving through space, seen the mistakes they've made, seen the good things that they've done. So like I have a much bigger library, just as if like with Liz, like with teaching, kids, like she knew like all these different things to teach the kids effectively. Same kind of concept, just with training people in real life. So like when I needed someone to do, maybe be a little bit more upright in a squat, or maybe get their hips a little bit further back in a deadlift, I had like 50 different cues already like logged in that I could give people. And I feel like in the beginning, like that like took you like a second to like learn, which is like totally understandable.
That's normal.
And
that's like a normal thing for people learning things.
My advice from that, you guys, is like make sure that you are working with like general population. I'm talking to my coaches out there. Like I see sometimes like people they're like, I just want to only powerlift coach. It's like, okay, like that's fine, but that's a very, very small sliver of like fitness as a whole. And like you having more knowledge is not going to make you worse at powerlifting coaching. I think that's like sometimes the funny thing is like, it's like, well, I'm just looking at squat, bench, deadlift. It's like, okay, but there's like a lot of other stuff that you want to be doing to be a well-rounded lifter. And I do think that, my background might have like fast-tracked you being able to like learn that quicker. Plus like it was not always easy, but we've worked together, like me training you type thing.
And I'm also like, it's funny because you always tell me like how not observant I am because
you're not.
In real life I'm not very observant. But I think like it stems again from me teaching and like being just like aware of what was going on in the classroom.
Yeah.
And like watching all of my kids at once and like I could tell you what they were all doing, like what they should be doing, like and like, sometimes as a teacher or a parent or a coach, whatever, you're gonna pick and choose your battles. So like obviously I did that.
I tried this hair down thing, it's not for me.
Okay. But even I would say, so like in the gym, I feel like probably like when I was like learning even, from you, watching other people, like I feel like I was probably like observing like even like subconsciously, like how people were moving, what they were doing, how you were coaching them, even when I wasn't coaching yet. So like I was just absorbing all of that. One, because I'm interested in it, obviously, and then two, just because that's like how my brain was like wired. It was like trained to basically like observe the room, like know what's going on in the room. So I think like even now I still do that because it's funny. People are like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know you were watching me. And I was like, well, I wasn't directly watching you, but like I still knew what you were doing enough for me to come and like fix the problem of what you were doing.
I feel like you were able to really pick up on like cues and like just how people move throughout space, being able to correct things like that. Not over cueing. That's another thing that I think some people make the mistake of is like they're just coming in and they got cue.
Especially new coaches because they think that everyone, and I guess this is just something that I again learned probably fairly quickly and or probably from you, but like I think new coaches specifically expect lifters, especially in the world of powerlifting, to just be perfect in what they're doing. Like know how to perfectly squat with just a couple cues. But like if someone's never squatted before, like there's a chance that they're not gonna be doing everything or many things correctly. So like taking the time basically to fix like 1 to 2 things at first, like minimal things, but the most important foundational things, like fixing those first and then building on that, rather than trying to fix all like 10 things at once. But I think, again, stems back to teaching, like same thing with kids. You're not going to try and teach them like 10 different things. Like you're focusing on 1 to 2 things to like really dial in that like knowledge and understanding. Yeah,
because I think, I think that's a big thing with coaching and personal training in general. It's like you really want the least amount of cues. You just want the right one. All right, you want the right fit. It's like a puzzle and you just want one piece. You don't need like 50 different pieces. Like if you just like throw a bunch of puzzle pieces on the ground, they don't look good at all. But if you can just put one piece at a time, then all of a sudden you have a beautiful picture. And it's the exact same thing with coaching, like one thing at a time, and you just like allow the person to digest it, to work towards it, to accomplish it, and then you move from there. And I just think you did a really good job with that in the beginning, and that was something that I feel like you accelerated very fast, even just with like within a few months of becoming a powerlifting coach, and really focusing on that. Now the other side of powerlifting coaching is your meet day. Basically being in front of people. It's your meet day. Yeah, it's your meet day calls. It is doing what you did today, which was the inspiration for this episode, like running people through openers. Kind of more, I don't know, like the high pressure cookie situation of powerlifting.
Game day.
Yeah, game day decisions. And that in the beginning,
like
guys, this is some top secret knowledge, but we'll drop it now. So like back in the beginning, Liz was literally, she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm like,
I wouldn't do it.
What?
I wouldn't make weight calls.
Yeah, she's like, you gotta do the weight calls. And like, these are like, the people she's been working with, whatever, but like she just wasn't like comfortable with it. What was the reasoning?
I don't know. It was scary. There was way too much pressure because like, it was a me thing. Like I just wasn't confident enough in myself, I guess, to like make the right call, even though like basically all my calls were correct. I just couldn't be the one to do it because in my brain I'm like, well, what if they miss it? Or what if they could have done more? Or what if this isn't the right number? Or what if this? I had too many like, I don't know, anxiety, like what ifs, like, and like it was funny. If it went according to the plan of like what I had planned going into the meet, easy peasy, no problem. Like second attempt moved like it should, perfect. We load this for the third, no problem.
They missed the second attempt.
Yeah, they miss it, or it's like super hard, or it's super easy, because like sometimes like it's super easy, and then I'm like, well, this was what we were gonna do for the third, but maybe they could do more, but I don't want to, like, what if I push them to more and then they can't do it and they could have done this? Like, I wasn't confident enough in like what, basically like weight calls. Like I hadn't watched enough people move, I hadn't watched like, I don't know, like it was just definitely a confidence thing, or like I don't know what's the word for that? The imposter syndrome. Like I didn't really feel like I was like qualified to be doing this. Now put me in the warm-up room, we're good to go. I could run that warm-up room, no problem. Yeah. But again, there's a plan with that. And or I made a plan of all the people that were in my rack. There was a plan of how we were getting through warm-ups. But you put me out on that platform and try to make me make weight calls? Absolutely not. Wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is just because like, before you step on the stage and you are making those weight calls in front of people, for people, there's not too much of a consequence. Because you're in the gym, you're just doing your thing, and then like you go out there and it's like, oh, like if I say the wrong thing, then this person like misses, then that's like kind of on me, whatever. And it's a little, definitely, like I said, kind of a higher pressure situation. And so, anyways, I say that because now, so fast forward, whatever you said, 6 years, it's been maybe more than that, and you are amazing at it and very confident, and you're able to go,
good to go,
literally fly across the country. To handle people at meets, make the correct attempt selections, make sure we are, I always say, just trying to squeeze every single ounce of strength out of that person and get their highest total they can get on that day. So, like, explain to us kind of, like, I guess the journey of, like, how you went from that to where you're at today, because it's drastically different.
I would say there's probably, like, multiple things. One, just, like, experience, like, doing it enough times and watching enough people lift and just like becoming more comfortable with like what people can do.
I feel like that's the biggest thing because when you build reps, like you went from, okay, I've only seen a few people compete ever to like now you've watched thousands of lifts, like literally.
And like whether it's our lifters or other lifters that I'm not even coaching, like I have an idea of like what like proper jumps are, like how much is like a normal jump, like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what can people typically do. Also, there is a difference as far as like body weight goes, like like just someone's size can make a difference in what kind of attempt or jumps that they can make from one attempt to another, because that does play a part in it. So just like learning all of that, watching all of that, experiencing all of that. I mean, obviously everyone is different, but also just kind of like learning that. Two, I think a little bit was just like I had to. As our team grew, some meets there were just too many people.
That's actually true. I think that's how that started.
Yeah. It was a 2-platform meet. I think it was SummerSlam was the first one that I had to actually start making like actual weight calls for. It was a 2-platform meet. I think it was SummerSlam. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was because I remember us talking. Now that you bring this up, I remember us talking, and we're going through it, and I'm like, because I'm pretty good at that stuff, but I'm not good at the planning, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll get it done. And Liz is like, well, there's gonna be 2 platforms. Like, this person will be going at the exact same time. I'm like, I didn't think about that.
Weird.
And she's like, what are you gonna do for that? I was like, I don't know. I was like, and then I looked at her. I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna have to go make them. I was like, I don't know. She's like, so what are you gonna do? I'm like, you are gonna. I was like, we gotta work as a team. And I think, that was it was one of those meets, and that was the start of that.
It was a 2-platform meet, and we had 21 lifters, so we had lifters in every flight on both platforms. So basically, there was no one else.
Yeah, there's no option.
It was me. So that meet, I just had
started
to
learning.
Do it. And then, I'd coached at meets before, but basically that one was the first one that I just had to do it. And
I'm a big baptism by fire guy. This is for my athletes and people that we employ, people that are on our Fortis team.
So
I'm a big all right, you've trained enough. Let's go.
So I did it, and it really wasn't that bad. I was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then I think just each meet after that built a little more confidence, And then, there was some meets that I feel like it was just me. I've traveled to them or whatever, so there was no one else.
Yep.
It was only me. So then I also just did it because that's what I had to do. And then I, again, continued to realize hey, I'm actually pretty good at this. I do know what I'm talking about. So just build some confidence in that, and then just a stronger understanding of I do know what I'm doing. I am supposed to be doing this. I am very capable of doing this. And then, part 2 also, when I started taking some lovely medicine for my brain, that just helps with overall general anxiety of things.
Yeah.
So then I think just having less anxiety, period, allows me to just be oh yeah, this is what we're doing. I know how to do this.
Yeah.
So I think that probably also in the past, year and a half.
Couple of years, I feel
a couple of years, however long that's been, I think that also has helped along with the experience, but then just having less anxiety in my life.
Yeah.
In social situations, in big scary situations, just being less anxious in general has helped create, build the confidence.
I feel like it's maybe almost helped free the mind, because Liz is a super smart individual. That's one of the reasons why I married her. So she's insanely smart, and maybe before you were almost hindered by the social situation or the anxiety or whatever, and now you're able to just operate at the highest level that you were always maybe capable of operating at, but maybe it was stifled.
Yeah, it's what I used to be, how my brain used to work.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work like that for a while, and now it works like that again.
Yeah. And
there's a little chunk of time where my brain didn't really work so good.
Yeah.
But then
a brain blip.
It was a very long brain blip, but yes. But it appears to be back to how I used to feel about things.
Probably better than that, though.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm just generally a more confident person, I guess, now.
Yeah,
but
I feel like you are.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been the evolution of Liz as a powerlifting coach, and now our head powerlifting coach.
Surprise.
And I think.
Fun fact: girls can coach powerlifting.
Yep.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
They can.
A lot of people think they can't.
Yeah, and also one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this was, well, then I'm going to explain the inspiration right at the end. But one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this was because we do still get that to this day, where it's I think people just mainly assume that it's just me, and you guys, we wouldn't be able to build this whole space, the Fortis Powerlifting team that we've grown over the years, without the two of us.
You're the face. You're outspoken. You talk to everybody. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do those things. I'm much quieter. I'm much more reserved. I'm more introverted.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in big situations. Obviously, the people that I know, know me, know that I'll talk to them and whatever. But definitely, you are more.
I mean, we both have different roles, and basically, Liz's role, is more, like I said, just kind of the head powerlifting coach. She understands our programming. She writes our team programming. She handles all of the backend stuff, which you guys is hours of work going to each meet, making sure that it runs smoothly. We're only able to go to these meets and handle 5, 6, 7, 10 people all at once, and everyone does well. Meaning, everyone has a different goal. Maybe they had something happen in the prep, but every one of our athletes is always going to do well. whether they're shooting for a PR, whether they're coming back from an injury, whether they're just there to lift. We're going to make sure they do well. And our ability to do that, not like, I'll say on command, but kind of on command, like basically wherever we want, whenever we want, is because of Liz and I working together. If it was just me, we would not be able to do that at the scale that we're doing. If it was just Liz, we also probably would not be able to do that at the scale that we're doing. So it's really a team effort, and that's what I wanted to highlight. Like Liz said, yeah, as far as my role, like, not to be confused, don't worry, I'll still be coaching powerlifting. I love coaching the sport, and I love, all our powerlifting team members that we've grown over the years, but I do a lot of other things for the business, and it is not my only focus. It is basically, you essentially powerlifting coach and then personal training / general fitness, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of other slices in my pie of things that I do, and that will probably continue to be that way just because that's what I enjoy. And Liz has become such an amazing key role of our powerlifting team. Nice. And yeah, so I'm more, like Liz was saying earlier, like I really enjoy things I enjoy, are really like actually making like game day calls and decisions, things like that. But as far as like the day-to-day stuff, Liz has been doing all that stuff and will continue to do all that stuff. And for me, I'm more of like sometimes every now and then we come across a problem. Like we had an issue for Liz where she was able to be strong on some days, but not other days. And we needed a solution, and I came up with a very out-of-the-box solution. And it works well for me. It works really well. And we've used it, I would say we've used it with other people. And it's been nice though, because I'll have this idea, but then Liz will really make it like practical and make it really into a system. I think that's like the best way to describe what you do is like you have so many systems built on the back end of our Fortis Powerlifting team so that it can run smoothly and repeatably.
Some of the things and like ideas look very simple, but like without knowing like the deep dive behind it, it's not necessarily as simple as it might look. Like there's probably a lot more that goes into it than people realize.
And I think that's one of the biggest things. I always wanted to provide like a simple solution, so to speak, or a simple thing for people, because as a athlete you want just a quick plan to follow and you want to see results, and we can deliver them. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And we've become quite the great team. So thanks for being on the team. Speaking of being on the team, we have just expanded and added Coach Cadron on our Fortis Powerlifting team of coaches. He is very experienced in the sport, totaled over 1,700 pounds. He's coached many athletes to national and state records over the years, and he's now part of our team, which is fantastic. We've posted about this, but I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast. So we are working on expanding with his help, and he's already kind of growing and getting some people onto his roster. So if you guys are listening to this and you're looking for a powerlifting coach, reach out to us and we'll set you up with him, or one of us. But yeah, it's been really cool to build a system that I think now we can scale and reach more people with our overarching goal of redefining strong for everyone.
Yeah.
Because strong does not look the same for every single person.
No.
So I think that about does it.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the podcast. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe.
That was crazy.
Is it crazy though?
Yeah, you are.
Not really. Okay. So yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, you guys. We really appreciate all your support over the years. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.